from 25-8 Radio on Lip Gloss and Mics daily. You never know what's going to pop up. Let's go.
Yo, what up? It's the Kid Maniac Black, kicking it with Kelly Kales on that 258 Radio. Look, new single out. Go check it out, Love is a Feeling, featuring J Ride and DJ Crucial. Go cop that.
Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome to Lip Gloss and Mics. We got a double show for you tonight, so I'm kind of excited about this because it's two local artists. You know, we're going into the V-Day hour, and I'm just like really stoked, you know, because they're both local artists, and what could happen better on, you know, your passion, your music, love for music. So I'm excited about tonight's show. So anyway, I want to introduce you all. We're going to have the Exuberant Mortal Beast. I know my accent just popped out on that. But anyways, who's going to be with us tonight, and I am going to get him on the line while you all listen to his single off his just released EP, Back Up North, okay? And the name of the song is What Barracks Are. And I'm going to have him explain all that with the title. I'm kind of curious about it as well.
You should already know. And you should already know. Don't even ask if you don't know what the rocks are. Don't even ask if you don't know what the rocks are. Don't even ask if you don't know what the rocks are. Jacob in my business, so I fell up off the radar. Another bad storm blowing in. 911, what's your emergency? The beast looks from the loony bin. One next to Camp Crystal, I touch your bone gristle. Don't need a pistol until I reach the Bronx. I brings my whole ambiance. The settings on a different font. Shit is getting real hot. Can a nigga get his prop? Used to rock Reebok. Ran with niggas by the flock. Sit by no fucking dock. Yo, shit need to get cocked. Mine's already banging. Flaming, no jangle-langing. You need to hang your mic up like a Van Gogh painting. Da Vinci. Now the stacks is getting fat like Ted Kennedy. How many nights do I rip on the daily? To even see me, you need to acquire Edgar Casey. I rain fire and I specialize in torture. Mortal beast, guaranteed to be a scorcher. Guantanamo torture, filled with iniquity. Lyrical biology, off your seismology. Don't need a comforter when you're sleeping with Poppy, huh? Don't even ask if you don't know what the rocks are. Jacob in my business, so I fell up off the radar. Don't even ask if you don't know what the rocks are. Jacob in my business, so I fell up off the radar, huh? You in my business, huh? You in my business? Jacob in my business, so I fell up off the radar. A rap phenom, check the undertaking. Without the hockey mask, Jason, the final chapter. Nigga, I'm amped, motherfucking hyped up. Dealing with bullshit and all I had was bad luck. Maybe you can, but I can't say I don't give a fuck. Sick of stress, so I keep the L's rolled up. Grass getting mowed up, liquor getting pulled up. Ask my nigga Alon's, this rhyme shit is sold up. Wigs getting crumpled up, you never should've showed up. When I'm in the place to be, DJ pump it up. Don't even ask if you don't know what the rocks are. I'm off up in the Oregon, chilling with Jan Jaguar. Right across your Keystar, got you like my cigar. Blowing trees in Indonesia, side of 10 with Alibaba. Jacob in my business, so I switch it to stealth mode. You all know the outcome when the signal hits a node. Flows never corrode, Godchild the gifted. Rap is an art, and here is my exhibit, huh? The fine brush stroke, each and every single toe. Twist the ganja, so tell me what you asking for. Don't even ask if you don't know what the rocks are. Jacob in my business, so I fell up off the radar. Don't even ask if you don't know what the rocks are. Jacob in my business, so I fell up off the radar. You in my business, huh? You in my business? Jacob in my business, so I fell up off the radar. It's like a flame, ooh wee, it's like a flame. Hit me so hard that all I could do just to maintain. Here comes the rain falling on me like a tragedy. In my lifetime, never thought things like this could ever be. Devils coming after me, no you just can't see. This is how it is, never mind how it's supposed to be. A scorcher, guaranteed to be a scorcher. Fuck around, I scorcher, trying to play me like an orchestra. Now feel the fires from the motherfucking flows I kick. Asking me, all you get is no response. Told you in the first verse, I brings my whole ambiance. Told you in the first verse, the settings on a different font. Told you in the first verse, shit is getting real hot. Can a nigga get his prop? Used to rock Reebok. Ran with niggas by the flock. Sit by no fucking dock. Yo, shit need to get clocked. Mine's already banging, flaming, no jangle-langing. You need to hang your mic up like a Van Gogh painting, huh? ask if you don't know what the rocks are. Don't even ask if you don't know what the rocks are. Don't even ask if you don't know what the rocks are. Jacob in my business, so I fell up off the radar.
Alright, y'all, you know Kelly ain't no DJs, so I just had to stop the next song before I got carried away, because I'm still, alright, my first question to you be, by the way, good evening, thank you for coming on the show, the Exuberant Mortal Beast.
The Exuberant, what's up, Kels?
That's what I'm saying, did I say that right?
Yeah, you said
I got it, because see, to me, Mortal Beast was enough, but then when you had that added onto it, I was like, yeah, like, wow, like, I gotta know where that came from, so we're gonna go back, anyway,
right.
like, where you're from.
Oh, where I'm from, I tell you, I'm from out here in this Carolina region, you know, Carolina region, I'm out here in the Carolinas, you know, and I say Carolina region because, you know, you got a North and South carrying that title Carolina, you know, and in both places, you know, everybody, you know, hold theirs down, you know, South Carolina, North Carolina holds theirs down. You know, you got people on both sides, and you see, you know, where I'm from is really actually from like the state line, you know, the state line. That's why, you know, the label is Carolina One, because really, I'm really from the state line. You know, I was actually born. I was actually born in a town called Whiteville, North Carolina.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh, I was just in Whiteville the other day.
Yeah, beautiful small town.
I've actually, yeah, well, that's a whole
one of the most dangerous places in the U.S. You didn't know that, did you?
Well, I kind of got a feel, but I was like, I'll be alright.
Oh, yeah.
It was, I mean, I like it. I go out there sometimes, so I don't know. I guess I don't know, like, the bad stuff about it, you know? I'm just like, hey.
Well, I mean, Whiteville is, you know, small town USA. You know, it's small town USA. And, you know, just like anywhere, I don't care if you're small town, big town, you know, you got problems no matter what you do, no matter where
there's an area.
You know, even out in the rural areas, you know, you got problems.
I'm from the city though, so I was kind of like used to all that.
Yeah.
I didn't expect it out in the country though.
Yeah, well, I mean, you know, I actually grew up in the country, which is, you know, a beautiful experience. You know, I wouldn't trade that experience for nothing, you know, growing up in the country. You know, being connected to the world in such a way. You know, that's what being raised in the country does. You know, you become connected to the world in special ways because, you know, you're close to the world. You don't have all what the city has to offer. You know, you just have plain nature around you. You know, but, yeah, you know, I'm from, well, I was born in Whiteville, North Carolina, but I was raised in Horry County, South Carolina. But you see, like I say, you know, the reason why the label is Carolina One, you know, which, you know, I chose to name the label Carolina One because, you know, actually my dad is from the South Carolina side, right across the border. My mom's is right here on the North Carolina side of the border. My dad is on the South Carolina side of the border. So, you know, my whole life I've just been across the border, even like, you know, now, you know, my whole life, well, let's say, you know, my adult movement, you know, I've either lived in South Carolina and made my money in North Carolina, or lived and slept in North Carolina and made my money in South Carolina. So, you know, and really, you know, with my pops being from the South Carolina side right here and around, you know, he's actually from like the Dillon area, you know, Dillon, South Carolina area, but, you know, he always been around Lawrence and Green Sea, you know, so, you know, that's where I grew up because that's where he really, you know, got down at around Lawrence and Green Sea. And, you know, being born in North Carolina and my mom's family being right there on that side of the state line, my dad's family right here on this side of the state line, I've always continuously been across the state line ever since a baby, you know.
So, you got like that north-south feel, like you got both sides. That's like I feel the north and south. And now I was in South Carolina. Now I'm North Carolina. You know what I mean? So it's like I feel that. You know what I mean? Like I told everybody too, with having the opportunity to interview you tonight, and I have another indie artist. I was just like, dang. I said it kind of all worked out good, y'all, because I had to cancel the interviews from last night and put them to tonight because I wasn't feeling well, and I want to thank you for that as well.
Right.
And I was just like, I hate that. But
feeling better.
Oh yeah,
But yeah, the Exuberant Mortal Beast. Yeah, he was touching on that.
I want to know how you went to that name. Like, how'd you get that name?
Oh wow, man, the Exuberant Mortal Beast is, it's more like a title versus a name. You know what I'm saying? It's really more of like a thought. It's more like a philosophy. It's not such like a rap name, because when I was, when I figured, I was like, man, because rap is really like, creative writing. Really, that's what rap actually is. And when I was in school, and they was asking us, the teachers would be like, yo, we doing these, creative writing assignments or whatever. And man, I always love to do the creative writing, because you get to have, because you got a certain freedom in that. You get to say what you want to say. You get to direct the story. So really, that's really, I think, where it really all began. And you see how I actually, began in this whole rap thing is, man, I said, my man Kenny Campbell, wherever you are, I think this guy is actually, birthed me as an artist, because, we used to ride on the school bus, and this kid, he was a high school kid, we used to like, mesmerized by this dude, on the back of the bus every day, just like, just like, kicking all the newest songs, this guy knew all the newest songs that came out, all the hot tracks that, come out. So, but then one day he was like, yo, hey, I want you and you to have a rap battle. Y'all go home, tonight I want you to ride around, you ride around, and then we're going to, see who got the best. I think that's really where the beginning of the Exuberant Mortal Beast starts.
So that's how you started the music?
Yeah, exactly. On the back of a school
On the back of a school bus when you were like, what, like 8 or 10?
No, I was probably like 13, 14, something like that.
All right.
I really wasn't into rap, so far as, trying to be a rapper or anything. I was an artist. I could draw real good, you know what I'm saying? I could draw, so, everybody had me drawing graffiti for them. So, my beginnings in hip-hop, really not per se rap, because, rap is just an element of hip-hop. It's one of the 5 elements of hip-hop. So, I actually always had a natural talent for drawing, even before I started school as a kid. And, I would draw. So, when I, came up, we got around grade school, this hip hop thing, bam, graffiti is was my thing, people wanted me to draw, girlfriends and boyfriends wanted their names, on paper or whatever.
And graffiti was beautiful.
Yeah, graffiti. That's actually where I started as a graffiti artist.
Wow.
But I tell you what, another element of hip hop that I always admired was the breakdancing element of hip hop. And actually when I started to do these little live performances, how they used to, how, the talent show with a thing. I didn't really show up for, the talent show trying to win no award. I just really wanted to get on the stage, So, basically.
So I want to be seen and heard.
Yeah, exactly. But you see, the thing that I had to have a breakdancer on the stage. You know what I'm saying? And, kids, like to dance or whatever, and I always had, somebody that was a dancer that really loved to dance and didn't care about being in front of an audience. I really didn't want to go on a stage without a break dancer.
Right.
Somebody, up there, creating the vibe or whatever. Because hip hop is bigger than just the rap component, back to, how, the Exuberant thing came along, when I actually was like, yo, I think I'm rap a little bit, write some rhymes.
So that's how that came.
You got to have a name,
Well, good. Let me hold you on that spot because I told everybody we were going to come. And remember, I told you what? I said Barack's wrong, right?
Oh, Barack's. What Barack's song?
Yeah, the beginning song of the interview. Okay, and I told him we were going to come and ask you how you got that title and where that came from.
Okay, well, it's I'm gonna just break down the title. Exuberant, you know what I'm saying? I didn't really, thought there was really, a perfect rap name. I never really there's this perfect rap name. You feel like other artists went through different rap names before they blew up. When it comes to a rap name, I never really was like, oh, I'm MC this or, rapper this or this or that. It was always a state of mind for me. So, exuberant, the word exuberant actually, if you actually look the word up, you'll find different things, but, it's about, the word exuberant really means, energy, excitement, overflowing with life, lively energy, growing, and then you take the word exuberant, filled with life, you're filled with energy. That's what I see, when I see what you're doing, you're exuberantly, engaged in what it is that makes you happy. That's what exuberant really means, that you're happy. You're overflowing with joy about whatever it is in life that you're really about. You can't do anything if you're not happy doing it.
Sure.
But, so get to the mortal part. Mortal is actually, if you go to that definition, really the root word that you go to when you look up mortal is really death, you know what I'm saying? But you see, I'm not a person focused on death. I'm focused on life. I'm focused on living exuberantly happy. I like existing in a positive realm. I don't like filling my mind up with, negative issues.
Yeah.
Things that's going on that I don't have no control over. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot in the world that needs to be done. People need help. People need a helping hand. Somebody needs somebody that's strong to give them a hand. Somebody in a weak position, needs somebody that's in a strong position, even if it's, buying a homeless person a hot cup of coffee in the wintertime, if you're going into a gas station, or you see some, I encountered a man once, I don't like talking about, this or that, but, I encountered a man at a gas station. He was really trying to, find some work for the morning. He was standing out hoping that somebody would come along and get him a gig, I don't talk about this kind of stuff, but I say, here, man, take this $10, man. That's the start for the day. People make $10 an hour. I gave $10, no big deal. This man felt happy about that, it's about doing something little, but, the mortal is not focused on death. The mortal is really truly all about understanding that, we're not immortal beings, in this realm called the planet Earth. So, we have to realize that, we have a time, and then you get to the beast. You look up the beast now, you see the beast is not so literal, because the beast, beast is like, four-legged creature, these other meanings, but the beast is more of abstract. An abstract connotation, you know what I'm saying? Because the beast is really, Kelly Kell is a beast about what she's doing at Lip Gloss and Mike's, you know what I'm saying? The engineer that was the engineer on the boards, that helped put together this project right here.
Mm-hmm.
You know, this man is a beast. You know, we're not talking about four-legged creatures. You know, we're talking about, you know, somebody who's exuberantly happy in what they're doing. So the Exuberant Mortal Beast is all about, hey, you know, we're within this realm called the earth. And hey, you know we're not here forever, but we're not going to dwell on that. We're not going to dwell on the mortal part. You know, we're going to dwell on the exuberant part. You know what I'm saying? So what we're going to do is we're going to be exuberant mortals, you know what I'm saying, being exuberantly happy in whatever that makes you happy. You know, I encountered a friend recently on social media, and I'm proud to have this person as a friend. You know, she's like a very business-minded person. She's got a little tax service started. You know, she could be the this or that tax service of the future. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You know, I mean, you know, you don't know where your talents can go. You know, I mean, really, I would love to see somebody like what you doing blow up to like worldwide recognition. I don't know. You know, I listen to your podcast. I hear, you know, you say you got followers, listeners, and hey, man, that's like beautiful, man. You know, people love your show. I mean, you know, I've listened to your show, and I'm telling you, you know, I've listened to a lot of episodes, and I tell you, the reason why I listen to a lot of episodes is because I hear an exuberant mortal doing some beautiful work. You know, I mean, you express philosophies in what you do. You know, how you feel about things. Hey, I'm not going to get involved in, you know, things that I can't control. So, you know, I'm going to be happy, and hey, I'm going to do good and be happy and, you know, execute my thing. You know, that's what I hear from you. You know, and you got an accent.
Well, the accent, that's why I said the north and the
accent.
south. You know what I mean? I've been down south, worked with a lot of different artists on a corporate level. Then I went into underground. And that was just like a lot of learning. A lot of how to act with people, you know, how to just like the whole I was used to the north. So, but I had a background that could fit in, but I guess I just was fearless. Like I didn't see what was down south compared to up north. You know what I mean? Like the hate, the racism. That could be a whole nother show. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, well, you see that right there. What you brought up takes back to where, you know, the EP, you know, the Back Up North EP. You know, everybody.
Yep. Now, please, before we go any further, because I still want to know what Barack's. See, I can't say it. Barack's R is.
Barack's, that's it. You said it right.
I did it right that time. I got it. All right.
You got it.
I want to know where that came from, because that's on the EP, y'all, and that's what you heard opening the show.
Okay. Oh man, we about to go deeper. You know what I'm saying? Barack.
No. Here we go.
I'm gonna tell you, Barack's. What Barack's are. You see, I can express what that's all about through what you just expressed. You know, how you was at the corporate level, and then you came to engineering, man. You know, I'm telling you, man, shots to everybody that's out there engineering, because you are the soul of this music realm. You know, man, shots to you guys, man. Because my engineer over here at Carolina One, man, this guy is a monster. But you see, you know, back to the Barack's. Barack's is knowing how to move without talking about it. Because when you're in certain situations, you got to know how to move. Say you're moving with, say, more than just yourself, even if it's just one person. You know, I've been down in Atlanta. I've been in Virginia. I've been in certain parts of Philly, but not so much, man. Philly, man. If you can make moves in Philly, man, you got to really have some connections. But
right.
You know, I've actually lived in New York. You know what I'm saying, for a time frame. I actually moved to New York twice. You know, but I really wasn't there chasing, you know, a record deal and thing. Actually, I've never chased a record deal. You know, what the rocks are is knowing how to move in silence, knowing what to do. You have to go through a process of educating yourself on things. Because, you can't go stumbling around, That's truly what baraks are. You can't go stumbling around. And in certain situations, you can't do a lot of, when you get in certain situations, you got to be able to have eye contact or certain movements with individuals to know, hey, make this move, make that move. That's why these major artists have certain people around them that's, securing things for them, making sure that they can move appropriately. That's what baraks are. When you got somebody with you that knows what to do for you without you asking, that's truly what baraks are. You know what I'm saying?
Who were your influences?
Influences?
Well, who did you, that made you get into music, or what, like, who you looked up to, like, influences in music that gave you that, this knowledge?
I'm gonna tell you, man. I'm gonna tell you, truly, my influences is like, don't even start with rap. Around where I grew up, where I live, my mom danced around the living room with us as babies to that old Motown stuff,
Right.
I'll be running my way back to you, babe. That kind of stuff. That kind of stuff. And just,
and y'all were dancing too.
Oh man, we had the broom, man. You know how it was. Dancing with the broom around. Man, I'm telling you, the music, goes back to, these people that put in all that hard work back in those eras, all those genres. I don't just listen to one, type of thing. The human experience is expressed through music, and there's so many cultures on earth. There's so many cultures on earth that express their cultures through music.
Yeah, music is what is the only language that can spread through all, everywhere.
And, I listen to all, I like listening to, like, Russian music. I like listening to music from out there in Greece. I love listening to music from out there in Germany. I love listening to music. I'm not talking about just the new stuff. I'm talking about, stuff that you would consider old, but, anything that you ain't heard is brand new. We
have a big Germany audience, too.
Anything you haven't heard, I don't care if it come out in the 30s, it's brand new.
Yeah.
So, people that put their hearts and souls into this stuff called music, man, time, if you do what you want to do, if you be an exuberant mortal beast, then time will remember you.
Yeah, I'm trying to be that, but I don't know. I'm ready to retire, I think.
Oh, no. There ain't no retiring.
I don't know.
That's why Jay-Z won't give it up. There ain't no retiring.
I know.
I mean, long as you got this energy, long as you got this life force, and that's something that, I really appreciate, listening to what you do. You really, really touch on other things than just, the music aspect of it, I really think I've, kind of became a fan listening to your podcast because, you have a special energy, and then, the special energy that you have, connect with other special energies. Them dudes out there in Indianapolis, I think, other artists that I, heard that you deal with.
There's a lot of,
not
everywhere.
in just the genre of rap, not in just the genre of rap.
I've done some artists, like book authors. Yeah. I've done, like, just some crazy things. Like, I gotta...
crazy things. You a wild child.
No, just like, my other show...
You know that.
My other show, it's like expected, everybody's going to talk about my other show, they're all going to, the ratings and downloads on that is just, it's crazy. But Lip Gloss and Mike's, not too many people, so when you said that, I've had a couple people say, oh, I listen to your show all the time, but not like, I don't know them, they weren't no artists, they were just people that follow me. And
no doubt.
I was like, okay, that's cool, but, I love it now that, like, other people have hit me up on iHeartRadio, too. And I think that's what made a big difference, too. I didn't realize,
Yeah, You're a force. That's all I gotta say. You're a force of positive energy, you know, and I really like it. You know, you have a good platform. You know, it's like really that space. You know, you got a space. You know, you got to create your own universe. That's what all this is about. Man, shouts to my man T-Grace Beats, because this dude got his own universe twerking. You know what I'm saying? He's doing incredible things. He's an exuberant mortal. You know what I'm saying? But you know, you creating your own universe. That's really, you know, I mean, you know, we could go into deeper things, but, you know, we're not going to go there. But, you know, I just like to say that, you know, we are a reflection of the universe. You know, we are a reflection of the universe, you know, because the universe, if you look out at it, a lot of people think the universe is some imaginary thing, you know, that blah, 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 you know, but the universe is touching your skin. You know, this space that goes all the way out there to the universe, so deep, there ain't no wall out there. And we are a reflection of that. Where is the wall within you? Where is it? There's no wall inside of you that said, hey, here's a limit to you. Does it?
Nah.
And so the universe doesn't have a wall that say, oh, well, you reached the edge of the universe, it's over with. This is it. This is your circumference right here. You can't go any further. That's, you know, that's what makes us who we are. You know, and that's what that exuberant thing is really all about. Because you see, this thing has been, you know, this thing is billions of years old. They say, well, hey, well, look, check this out. I only got this time right here that I got. You know, I'm not going to worry about it. You know, babies is fighting for their lives.
Yeah.
You know, babies is fighting for their lives. People that's young has, you know, suffered terrible tragedies and not here anymore. You know, you got all sorts of situations. But, you know, we're in the digital age now. You know, and the digital age has really changed the landscape of everything. Look, I'm sitting here talking to Kelly Kell on Lip Gloss and Mics. You know, check that out. You know, the digital age has connected people in a way that is like, you know.
Especially since the epidemic. I think every artist that I've interviewed, and I mean, with me being in for surgery and everything, I didn't even go every Friday for a little while, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
but
no doubt.
what I learned was, like, they all put their energy into either masterminding a new album or songs, which I think is so awesome, you know what I mean? Because some people just said, and did nothing but complain, you know what I mean? And I'm like, why y'all complaining? Like, this is time to plant some seeds that you don't usually have the time to do.
Man, I love those interviews, man. Every single one of them. And I'll tell you what, man, you are a bricklayer out here. You're building a foundation. You know, a pyramid ain't just one brick. You know, a pyramid is not just one brick. You know, a brick house ain't just 2-3 bricks.
That's a lot of
and all these independent artists and, you know, these people out here that striving, you know, that believe in themselves. You know, these people exuberantly believe in themselves. These artists exuberantly believe in themselves. That's the one common thread that I see no matter what genre it is. You know, and even the people that you interview, even if they're outside of the recording studio, you know, they exuberantly believe in themselves. And that's the important thing. And that's where we at in the digital age. And I want everybody to know this. You know, it doesn't matter who you are, where you are. Man, look at Instagram, TikTok, and all these places, man, where you may perceive to have some sort of, you know, perceived disability, but in your own mind, if you think that you're unique and special, then whatever the world perceives as a disability, you just be happy. You just be exuberant and happy in life, overflowing with joy, you know, overflowing with creativity, overflowing with wanting to strive and get to another place and express yourself. And that's what these, you know, art forms does. You know, it allows people to express themselves. And I think that's the, you know, the key component of this whole human experience, you know, expressing yourself, you know, and in this digital age that we're in, it doesn't matter if you are 20, 30,
Oh, you hear there's all kinds of people out there doing their thing.
If you take these tools that's provided through this digital revolution, you can be 100 years old. If you can draw an audience, then it doesn't matter. You know, it doesn't matter if you're, you know, I mean, you got children with all these little, well, I guess they're not little. A lot of them are big, really big. You know, you got children with YouTube channels doing crazy stuff.
Right.
You know, you got all sorts of people. Man, I watched them roast the alligator, you know, the other day. Whew, boy, I'd love to get a piece of that. But,
yeah, they need to start selling alligator.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, just look at, you know, these social platforms, you know, and people use these social platforms. You know, not every platform fit everybody. You know, some people are exclusively using, you know, Instagram. Some people are doing really well on YouTube. Some people really doing really well on Twitter.
Yeah.
You know, and some people doing really well on SoundCloud. You know, it's just wherever you got to find what tool works for you. You know, you got to find the tool that works for you. You know, a hammer might not be good in this person's hand, but you know, a skill saw might be.
I was just gonna say, a measuring aid, or you know, skill, whatever it is, because I don't know too much about carpentry, but
exactly.
I know what a skill saw is.
You know, and this person might not be good with a hammer or a skill saw. They might be good with a tape measure.
All right, so I gotta go in, because before I play the song that ends the show, you gotta go into that too. Like, what's Nothing But Love about?
Oh, Nothing But Love. Wow, man. Oh, wow. I really, when I was designing this EP called Back Up North, you know, it was really, I had, you know, if you're running a label and you're introducing a product, you know, you gotta have, you know, a spectrum of things. And really, I wanted to do something, you know, I really wanted to do something for, you know, the ladies, you know, the female listeners. You know, I wanted, you know, because most rap projects is filled with rhymes, you know, raps. You know, if anybody, like, you know, a Tupac taught you that, you know, you got to, you know, spread the board a little bit. You know, you got to talk to the ladies, you know, and, you know, there's a lot of stuff out there that's geared to the ladies, but the Nothing But Love track, really, I wanted to, you know, to touch on, like, you know, situations in life, really. You know, it's, you know, the track really is just about, you know, the track is really about a guy that loses his girl, you know.
Oh, wow.
You know, that's really actually...
Well, I was going to say Valentine's, y'all, but I don't know about that now.
Oh, wow. Well, you know, I mean, if you ain't got your girl and you lost her, that'd be a good track to play, you know, your girl on a Valentine's.
Yep.
You know, I mean, I don't, I was just saying, you know. I mean, but it was really, you know, expressing, like, situation in life that really actually relationships and couples go through. But I really wanted to, you know, to talk to, you know, the lady listener, the lady here. You know, people's been through that situation before, you know, hanging out with my fellas at the pool hall, neglecting my girl. I realized I should have made you my, after you lost her, then you realize you should have made her your world. You know what I'm saying? I used to come home late 4 and 5 in the morning. You neglected her, you know, around the crack of dawn, and my girl used to wait for me, fall asleep on the couch. You know, guys come in the house late, the girl fell asleep watching TV late in the morning. You hanging out with the boys, whatever you're doing out there. You know, I didn't know what the love was about, but when I realized, tears fell from my girl eyes. See, a lot of these dudes don't realize what the love is until you hurt somebody. You know what I'm saying? You know, you don't realize what the love is till you realize, and, you know, until you hurt somebody and then lost that person. But you see, I've never been through that, but I've seen it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I've never been through that, but I've seen it. You know, and I've seen these dudes lose these girls. You know, I've seen people relationships go, you know, and they wish they could have done something, you know, different. That person that moved on, you know. But that song, Really Not But Love, you know, because by like the third verse, you know, I'm like, and it is so damn crazy how I miss you so much. Now that's the second verse. Ooh, my baby boo, you was the next to the looks. Ooh, boy, you didn't see what you had till you done lost it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Ooh, my baby boo, you was an extra deluxe. Anything I gotta do to prove to you what I'm trying to say is that I don't want to lose you.
Well, it's still a Valentine's song. It could still be a Valentine's song.
Oh yeah. This dude is begging for a chance, you know.
Yeah, he knows he lost what was good.
You know, and it is so damn crazy how I miss you so much, you know. And then you get to the third verse, you know. I never felt a pain like this deep inside of me. Can't sleep at night without you right there beside me. Guess that's what it means when boys turn to men. You don't turn to a man till you done lost what's beside you. You know, and I had a homeboy once upon a time. I'm going to leave him nameless. But when he lost that woman in his life, man, this dude was just like, oh, man, I never seen a man so falling apart, you know?
Wow,
you know?
Yeah, it does happen. But then, like, usually it's too late.
Yeah, but you see, the thing is, you know, the exuberant thing is about love, exuberant, I wanted to, apply exuberance when I wrote that track, you know what I'm saying? Mad shouts to my man Sedity out there in Germany that produced this track. Mad shouts to my man T. Grice, that engineer, sat behind the boards on this track, and really applied that, some good techniques. But, this song I really wanted to write because, man, when you're putting stuff out there in the universe, I want somebody to know that I understand situations in life. The other tracks, there's a bonus track there's a bonus track called Most Beautiful. Check that out on my page, The Exuberant Mortal Beast. Type that in the YouTube, The Exuberant Mortal Beast. That's my YouTube page. Anybody out there listening, please subscribe. I need y'all subscribers. Much love out there to everybody listening. This track right here, I wanted to make sure that I delivered something that wasn't like Mad Ills. I got a track called Mad Ills. That track was inspired by, Notorious Big. But you see, I'm also inspired, and I appreciate people like a young boy NBA. You got a lot of young artists out there. Mm-hmm. I mean, I can name, but you see, I'm just talking about what these people apply to what they're doing. I can even go back past, the 90s generation and go back to, the Run DMCs and even go back to the early 70s, Mad Shots, to all these artists and DJs and engineers that sat behind these boards that built this thing called hip hop, and this art of rap is prospering off of all that energy. You know what I'm saying? So, but like I said, I just wanted to make sure that I give, the lady listeners out there something that when they hear this, it's not just your average thing. There's a lot of shake your asses and out there, all this and that. There's a lot of that. I wanted to get on something that was a real topic about what people's going through. Some girl might say, oh shit, I want to give this guy another chance. Yeah, maybe he messed up hanging out and neglecting me and all this other foolishness that he got into, but hey, maybe I'll give him another chance. That might lead into a marriage and, a life being born.
And say it is Valentine's, you should just listen to it tonight on the show, Yeah,
nothing but love, nothing but love. Hey, no doubt, I want to give a shout to my man Eduardo Jones. He's one of the he's one of the producers that recorded another version of that's on the Exuberant Mortal Beast channel, the Exuberant Mortal Beast channel on YouTube. There's a version of Nothing But Love that's produced by a New York DJ Magic C. He comes from that era back there. I love that brother, man. DJ Magic C is, he's like a phenomenal DJ. He's just phenomenal. But I actually got a hold of one of his tracks, and I actually went and, I was hanging out with a producer named Eduardo Jones, and, I had the song already written for the EP, but we were just messing around in the studio, and it was more like, I dropped it on this track that, actually his cousin, Magic C, New York DJ, and I just dropped it on that, and hey, Magic is a cool dude, man. He's a really hard worker in the game too. He's working hard on Spotify to build playlists.
That's good. That's good. That's an important thing for artists right now.
Yeah, that's an important thing.
You need them playlists, and you need to promote them, and you need to get out there. And even if you have people, huh?
Oh no, go ahead.
Even if you have people that might not necessarily be following the songs, they're following you as a person, they're still going to listen to your playlist. Or it's going to pop up on the right side of the screen, this friend just listened to, the Exuberant Mortal Beast and this song, you know what I mean? So it's showing you what your friends are listening to. Of course, you're going to be like, hey, I've seen that come up on a couple of different people, and you go listen to it. Spotify playlists are important.
No doubt, and I also want to put it out there, man, that, I already have another project, I haven't went in the studio on it yet, but hey, we already got another project ready that we're about to record. My man T. Grice Beats is a dangerous man right now. He's got a lot of footwork in the game, he's got a lot of footwork in the game, networking up in New York. He's done things in New York. He's connected with major names. He's got out there in the Caribbean, he's made a strong connection out in the Caribbean. He's actually, like I say, mad shots to my man Sedivi out in Germany. He's the main producer of this Back Up North EP. My man T. Grice is spearheading the next project, and we've actually gotten bigger than an EP. And man, I'll tell you, the songs that we got, it's like, the Back Up North, I wanted to show mad respect to the roots, and that's my biggest mantra. Respect. In this thing called self-expression. In this thing called self-expression, if it's about disrespect, then you create negative energies, and that's why the title of the EP is Back Up North, because you see, that's why I love these eras, Motown. I say I can go back to the 30s. I love all these 40s and 50s and 60s and 70s and 80s music. I love all this music. I love everything that I hear out there from all over the world. But this thing called hip hop, this Back Up North thing, the name, which is the title of the EP, is, I wanted to title this, even though I'm from the South and I'm talking about, being from right here at the state line of North South, this hip hop thing was founded on respect, and we have to observe and at least look at that, because respect generates a positive energy. That's what respect does. If I get out here, and all this back and forth, that's just something that's for me, that's not even a part of, the rap universe, as far as I'm concerned. But, hey, it is what it is for whoever's doing what they do. But, this Back Up North thing is really all about the fundamentals, the positive energy, the respect, seeing somebody doing what they do. And, like you can go back into the archives and look at, all sorts of stuff. These artists standing to the side while another artist shining, smiling, and then this artist take the mic. Then bam, everybody's smiling. We can't have everybody, at each other's throats, that's just not going to be, a productive.
Right. Spread positivity.
With everything it takes to be an artist, I just don't see the energy, to even get into those lanes,
Alright, we got like 10 minutes before we have to wrap it up, y'all. Awesome. I want you to get out your social media to everybody so they can follow you on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter.
Okay, I only want to give out YouTube, And YouTube is The Exuberant Mortal Beast. Type that into YouTube, my stuff will come up. I'm on Instagram, I'm on Instagram, Exuberant Mortal. That's it, just Exuberant Mortal.
And make sure that you find them on Spotify.
Yeah, it's not two words. You put the words together on Instagram, Exuberant Mortal. And yeah, Spotify. Check me out on Spotify. Trying to get some Spotify love. Thanks to Kelly Kell, getting a little Spotify love.
And you can take Spotify on the go, There's all these things you can join. I very, very say Spotify on the go is awesome because I've been listening to it on the go all the time in the car, blasting. Because it's like, you can't, you know what I mean? You gotta, I don't know, I'm not into the regular radio anymore. I don't like all the commercials and everything,
Yeah.
So if I can listen to a Spotify artist, I'm good.
No doubt. But hey, Kels, check this out, though. You know what I'm saying? We're running up on the bottom of the hour and all. But, hey, check this out. I did want to get into, some things that, like I said, the positive realm. We're trying to do some things for, well, you can call it charity work. You can call it what you want to call it. But it's just, trying to help people in the world that are in less fortunate situations. And, my label Carolina One, which, I'm not trying to flex too hard on, being a CEO, trying to wear that title of a CEO. But, I'm running things over here at Carolina One. But, I'm really trying to be involved and get involved in, being a positive force in the world. And there's projects that's out there that need funding. And I'm currently involved. It's still in the early stages, but, over here at Carolina One, what I want to accomplish is, at least for starters, digging at least one well for people. There's places in the world where people can't get to the water that's underneath their feet. You know what I'm saying? And if I'm gonna be involved in this thing called, this music industry, then I gotta do it. And at the same time, do it for somebody that needs somebody, to help them in a way that they can't help themselves.
And there's plenty of places people can go and help.
Yeah.
Just the littlest things you wouldn't even realize,
Yeah, I encourage anybody, if you got $1, people will take $1 out there, anybody. If you can give if you can give any charity $1, throw it at them. Make it rain on them. Make it, rain $1 on them if you can, or anything. Help somebody. Do something for somebody. Even if it's buying a man a cup of coffee that's cold out in the cold. Anything. You can be of a charitable spirit.
Do a sock donation. They do that up north all the time, sock donations. And people I know back in the projects we used to get boxes and boxes of socks and give them to the homeless shelter. Cause
and stuff like that's got to be brought up.
Yep.
That's beautiful to see that, Renee. See, that's another wonderful thing revealed right there. Sock donations up in New York, beautiful.
Well, no, I'm from further north. I'm what what they all call Yankees down here.
Oh, I'm on that back up north state of mind.
Yeah, but I be going through New York, so yeah. And I have family in New York. Like an hour north of Boston. Yep. Like, you never heard of Cape Cod?
Yes, I've heard of Cape Cod.
Like between but the city, like an hour north of Cape Cod, it was a city.
Yeah. Oh wow! I used to be good friends with a chef. He was this guy was a great chef. He worked in a castle in Switzerland, and he was from Boston. And he always and that's the one thing about if you from Boston is somebody's gonna get at you about your accent.
Yeah, I still hear it. A lot of my friends back home, they're like, "Nuh-uh, you don't sound like you're from here anymore."
Boston.
And I'm like, I said, I still have an accent.
Hey, be proud of that accent. You know, it makes you unique in who you are.
Yeah, I am. I love that accent. I used to hate it for so long because you had those mean kind of people down here that would be like, oh, you're far away from home. You need to go back home. And that's when I learned what a redneck was. But I never knew what a redneck was until I moved down here.
But hey, I'll tell you what, rednecks is, they got a bad rap too, just like everybody else.
I know, but some of them can be just, I never met a nice one, you know what I'm saying? I guess that's what it was.
Well, I tell you what, growing up in these parts,
I met country people now that were nice, you know what I'm saying?
Randy Eaton, I want to, thank God for remembering him. Randy Eaton, he was one of my biggest fans, bless his soul, he's not here, man, shouts to my man Randy. He was a white kid. He was having problems at home when he was young. Him and his brother came and lived with us for a long time.
Oh, wow.
I can't look at people's skin colors and because, what might be perceived as a redneck might be just a person that dresses a certain way.
Yeah, that's true. I guess it was a thing on the cards, though. I wasn't taking it as a, but they... I don't know how to explain it. I guess it's just like a comedy thing, like when they do the cards. You know what I mean? Like up north, when you hear redneck, you don't know what that is.
Well, I like to be open-minded, I like to not judge that book until it opens its mouth.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. And I've had redneck friends that were... Well, no, I haven't. Not really. I haven't. Because I haven't met nice ones yet.
Like all these motorcycle riders, they get bad raps. And, I've met, numbers of these guys. And, you just can't, go because, some people just fall into certain kind of things, you might see a girl that...
But there's bad and good in everything. So, I'm sorry, there still can, just like... No, we could go on a whole nother show for this conversation.
Oh, wow, man.
Because
for you, baby. Got nothing but love.
Hanging out with the fellas at the pool hall, neglecting my girl. I realized I should have made you my world. I used to come home late, 4 and 5 in the morning, around the crack of dawning. My girl used to wait for me, fall asleep on the couch. I didn't know what the love was about, but when I realized, tears fell from my girl's eyes, and it's like it made my soul cry. I will never be the type of man I was. I promise to show you more love and give you more attention and be the man that you need me to be. Come back home and you'll see I didn't really know I hurt you so bad. Now I know I was a fool, everything before you. Now I know it wasn't cool. My heart desire is the palm of your hand. Please believe me, and if you never look back, I guess that I could understand.
Nothing but love, got nothing but love, got nothing but love for you, baby. Got nothing but love, nothing but love, got nothing but love, got nothing but love for you, baby. Got nothing but love.
And it is so damn crazy how I miss you so much. Ooh, my baby boo, you was an extra deluxe. Anything I gotta do to prove to you what I'm trying to say is that I don't wanna lose you. This sweet sound in your voice is like a beat in my heart. Never thought I'd see the day that we was breaking apart. The first time in my life I ever felt this way. This temptation make me not proud to beg you to stay. Picture this, wear my ring, have my baby. Never knew that losing your love would drive me crazy. All I got is nothing but love. Now I understand, pray to get you back in my life. I'm gonna make you my wife. You everything nice, sugar and spice. I was snakes, I was snails, I was puppy dog tail. Now I'm gone from paradise to a lonely dark cold world. I got nothing but love. I got nothing but love. Got nothing but love. Got nothing but love for you, baby. I got nothing but love. I got nothing but love. I got nothing but love. Got nothing but love for you, baby. Got nothing but love. I never felt a pain like this deep inside of me. Can't sleep at night without you right there beside me. Guess it's what it means when boys turn to men.
without my medicine. There's nothing better than us. It took you walking out for me to realize I love you so much, and all I need is your touch. Baby, come back. I was a fool, now I can see the way you love me. I was so blind. Now I got tears in my eyes all the time. You are the finer things. You are the reason why the songbirds sing. I broke your heart and I made you feel pain. I was such a lame out there, caught up in the game, and it's a low down dirty shame. Miss your hug and your kiss, and I know deep down inside probably deserve this. If I ever get the chance, gonna show you what your worth is. Love, got nothing but love, got nothing but love for you.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your girl, DJ Riri. R-E-R-E is your DJ. This Q, all the way from Miami, Florida.